Good morning all. Yes, sir. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Let's get it. Let's have a look what we got going on for today. What's going on with this? All right. Hope you're all well. Make sure I'm all systems go. One camera is down. Piece of shit. There we go. All right. Let's get it. yesterday they were trying to ban. So we'll see today. Did play Bulls on Parade because that's a good song, man. That's a good song. Crunchy markets. I mean, yesterday was good, man. Yesterday I didn't see any problem with the markets yesterday. Some good options. We'll have a look at what's going on today. Bro, why does it keep telling me to fix that? But anyways, we'll sort that out later. We'll sort that out later. So, let's have a look here at the charts. Have a quick flick through news. Let's see what's happening on the Reddit. This is amusing. So I'm starting this like a little routine because this amuses me. And we can see what the world is saying. So let's see what's happening with these guys here. So this guy said, I lost over 30,000 before I figured out what to trade. Jesus, man. Let's read that. I thought the problem was strategy. According to my journal, I bled over 30,000, not because I didn't know what to trade, but I refused to respect when to trade. That's a good point, man. That's a very good point, right? So then what happened? Where money was actually lost, these were avoidable mistakes. Bad timing, $7,000 lost during dead or low volume hours. Chasing price, $6,500 gone. Clicking late after moves already played out. Yes. Bad trade management. Can you notice one of the least of his losses has come from trade management? Like trade management was one of the lower sides of his losses. Most of his losses came from trading during low volume time or FOMO trading, clicking when it's too late into the move, right? Interesting, right? Interesting how that works. But it's honestly facts. What else did he have? Counter trend trades, bias driven trades. This is facts, man. Just wish he didn't blow 30k in the process. That's my point, man. People don't understand how cheap it is to invest in yourselves, backtest, and all of that stuff compared to how much money you can blow. People say, I don't have money. I'm in a really bad position. But they don't realize that having money is also a problem because you end up like this guy, right? That's also the other problem, right? That's something that I see. So see what's happening more. Oh, this is cool. I journaled every single trade in 2025. Here's what I learned. Yeah, I like this. Let's see. Earlier this year, I journaled every trade for the full year and unexpectedly blew up. Man. Since then, I kept doing the same thing all throughout 2025. Now the year's basically done. I wanted to share the data that actually taught me after hundreds of trades across multiple markets. First, here's the hard numbers. Let's read this. Quite like this. Net P&L 52k. Nice. Win rate 38%. Profit factor 1.6. Daily win rate 62. Average RR 2.47. There were flat months. There were red streaks. There were stretches where it felt like nothing worked. Does this sound similar, guys? But over time, the curve kept grinding higher because the process was consistent. Here's the biggest things he learned. So let's have a look at in a nutshell. Speed matters more than perfection. Let's see how he puts this together. I'd make the same error for weeks without realizing it. Now the pattern jumps out of... Okay, cool. Yes, that is true. The journal reveals what you can't feel. Yes, it's data. Reflection speed determines improvement speed. Very good point. Journaling is reactive, not preventative. Yes, that is true. What you do with your journal is preventative. Market conditions hide in plain sight without data. Yes, some sessions consistently drained my account. Monday mornings was statistically my worst time to trade. Thursday afternoon carried most of my edge. I would never known that based on feeling. The journal made it obvious. Now I don't even look at the charts in those windows. Emotional vlogs have numbers. Yeah, this is good stuff, man. I'm making a living with a 60-65 by cutting my RR. Very good. Some good stuff, some good stuff. Stop loss order option or not survival. Yeah, we'll go through the rest tomorrow. Let's have a look at the charts here. Start off with news today. So today is going to be Italian bank holiday. Some Italian celebrations going on. We have a bit of CPI. Wonder if Financial Juice will tell us the time of German CPI. Right, let's see if we're seeing... Yeah, 5 o'clock, so it's about New York session CPI. Otherwise, we're pretty clean, man. No news during New York here, so clean day overall. Let's take a look at the technicals on the chart here. Let's see what's happening on the chart. Then we can go and take it from there. So, start off with gold here on daily time frame. Previous daily did end up closing bullish here. We're approaching pretty fast to this previous daily. So, we put this as PD. So, we know it's previous daily. Let's put that in caps. So, it's clearer. Looking at 4-hour time frame here on the other hand, where that is also, that 30-minute there is a very strong 4-hour support. Let's put P4S/30. So we're pushing into this massive zone, which we've already tested here. Gave some sort of what? Reaction from that. And then we're trying to fill this wick and retest it again, right? So we're trying one more time to get back towards the highs here. So we rejected it. Now we're trying again to get back towards the highs. 30-minute attempted here, faked out at that zone again. 15-minute gave a shot as well. Again, rejected that zone. Now we're stuck inside here. So this 15, we can move back up to here. Very tight to trade between here. Ideally, I'd like to see it move bearish and then I take a buy to catch a second leg here. If we look at 5-minute time frame, we do already have a higher low, which doesn't help us because if we were to pull back here, we're going to change structure, which I don't really want to change structure and then take a buy, if that makes sense. So I'm going to see how price develops here. If I'm going to take a breakout trade today, you know, we do have this 15-minute sitting up here as well we need to take into consideration. It would probably be above the previous 4-hour, but I don't really want to buy that high. So let's see how we form here. Bias is going to be bullish here. And let's just see what we do. We could end up consolidating, and if we do consolidate and we come back towards the lows, that is where I can look for buys back towards the highs, right? So that would be something I'm interested in here and something I look to capitalize off. DAX, yesterday, pretty strong day we had yesterday, pushing out of our zone, pulling back for NY, and then NY open, continuing the move and pushing us higher. But this is very, very important what we've just done, because now what we've just done is we pushed into where? We pushed into a new all-time high. So this is massive, guys. Massive, massive, massive to be breaking out right now. Finally out of this range. How much volume can we get? Could be pretty mad. We could get a lot of volume in these scenarios here because pushing out heavy out of the range here. So if we're looking at daily time frame, obviously looking bullish. 4-hour time frame giving us also bullish candle closes. Pretty similar to gold candle closes here. And yeah, we're just at highs here. 25k gonna be a big one. It's pretty far away though, so I don't think we need to mark it just yet. 1-hour time frame, we do have a resistance here, so we can mark this little 1-hour resistance. Bias is bullish today. I'm gonna be looking for buys on DAX. Let's make that a little bit more accurate. 30-minute time frame is going to be a little bit higher. 15-minute time frame should be the same. So let's put a box around that. So plan for today is going to be buys. So we could take breakout buys straight, especially at all-time high. Breakout buys could be quite nice. Again, 25k is going to be my max target for today, which is pretty far away. And yeah, let's see what ends up happening if we do reach 25k, or if we just fizzle off here in the range and just start to range. But yesterday London Open had quite an explosive move, so let's see what happens today. But that's initially the plan. I'm trying to think, can I get in a little bit earlier than above the highs? But where we're at right now, the highs look like to be the best spot. If not, we're going to pull back, and from the pullbacks maybe back down to around 24,896. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pair. I have this pair capture so you guys can see the pair nice and in a larger, so hopefully you guys can see that on YouTube. The pair will be larger so you guys can see what I'm trading. yeah, I'm going to keep that like that and see what happens if we pull back. Not going to sell today. Not really in, for me, my analysis doesn't really support selling in my opinion. So I want to be more on the buy side here today. So looking at NASDAQ here, last pair of the day. If we're looking at NASDAQ, previous daily here, closing bullish again, pushing towards these highs, which is our daily resistance here. If we're moving on to the 4-hour time frame here, we can see we are very close to our 4-hour resistance up here. Almost tapped it yesterday. We had this 4-hour resistance here as well. So we're going to put this 4-hour resistance. Going to clone this because this is our previous one down here. I want to still keep. Then these lines we can start to get rid of. So bias is bullish, previous 4-hour bullish here, right? And we can see, let's have a look here. Resistance up here we have. 1 hour here as well. Is it normal for audio to not sync with the video? No, it's not normal, but check, maybe refresh, maybe your thing is lagging here. I can double check my mic, but as far as I can see, I already have correct settings in there. You see, I have an offset, 400 millisecond offset. So that is what I've always used. So let's see. Still no love for silver. It's not I don't have love for silver. It's just I can't trade like 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs. Totally think silver is a cool pair for sure. Yeah, above there is looking good for upside here. I would love to take a pullback trade today. Keep it nice and simple. We just need to watch this 1 hour, but if we can pull back deep, kind of like yesterday, maybe then go and tackle this high here. Right? We're going to put this previous 1 hour. Yeah, go tackle the high. But again, I want to be trading around London Open for NASDAQ. That's typically what I prefer here. And what I'm going to do to begin with. Would you not look to short NASDAQ after 4-hour high? Not yet. I'm not ready to short NASDAQ just yet because we have a change of structure here. Right? So if we're not breaking structure towards the downside, it's very important, change of structure. Let's see how the 4-hour looks on futures though. See how it looks on futures. Where's my futures? NQ. I don't have it here, but I can check. I can log into. Yeah, we have break of structure to upside on futures as well, so I'm not really ready now. I don't like that we're at the top of the range though. That's the one thing I don't like though. I'd rather be taking buys from here. This is nice areas to buy, you know, than top of the range. Nice retest to the bottom of the range here on DAX. So yeah, that's the analysis for today. Let's see what's going to go and let's see what's going to happen here. Seems like DAX could be interesting at all-time highs, man. We had that last quarter one. If DAX repeats last quarter one, should be fun. Should be fun. And we don't know yet. So we have to trade expecting that. And it's a bit scary because we had months of rubbish price action, and that could happen right now. I could take a buy above the range and it fails. But I can't trade scared like that because I have to trade probabilities. And I know long term, it's going to be fine. So that's my plan for today is to trade based off that. My name is Prem. I'm from India. I love your strategy. Been profitable last 3 months. Nice one, man. 5 minute here, close in 4 minutes here. What type of stop loss would we be working with here? 13 points. Yeah, it's back to how it was in like 2023, huh? OGs will remember 2023. '23, '24, I think it was 24. Yeah, it was 24. GJ era was 23. Yeah, exactly, my fool. Exactly. That was DJ's time to shine. All good, Joe. I have same ideas as you this morning, apart for one extra thing on gold. Later possibility, if you change structure, would you consider sells back down to the lower range? Let's see. Yeah, it's a counter trend option. Yeah, it would be a counter trend. Would be your counter trend option. But you know, gold is looking a bit bullish here, huh? Every sell option has kind of faded, but maybe you could catch a move like that. You know? Problem today is timing, you know? If this 5-minute closes above, is it the right time to break out? Yesterday we broke out on the open. Right? So we broke out on the open and it just broke out during the open. So that was a bit different because that's like a interesting move to catch because it's an open move. Man, I miss the good tunes, man. What do you guys think of this music? This music is fine. This is non-copyright. I got full warnings yesterday. Better than what we were playing before, but yesterday full warnings. Let's see, guys. 1 minute, 18 seconds. Potential candle close above here. Straight rip. Not looking like it wants to close above here, actually. We don't know. We'll see last couple of candles. Otherwise, we're waiting for the 15-minute close, which I don't really find a bad thing. I could quite like the 15 close above as well. Yeah, so close below here, even close below that 1 hour. So no entry option for me just yet. One old man said, a good trading strategy is which you can explain in 1 minute. Explain yours in 1 minute. That is not a good trading strategy. Well, yeah, you could explain the strategy, but can you execute on it is the question. Probably not. Can't trade DAX before London Open. Spread is 3.7 for you. Damn. Well, it's okay. We can look for gold options as well, right? There's not only DAX to trade. It's just DAX is the next option I see. So if you can't trade DAX, then just wait for an option on something like NASDAQ or on gold. But we don't have any options on gold or NASDAQ just yet, right? If you have a breakout, would you trail 1 minute or take 1-to-1? Yeah, I would see what 1 minute does, you know, kind of trail with it. If you can get more, I'll take more. Depends on how the initial push is, you know, how 1 minute structure. But definitely wouldn't mind to trail. Maybe close above on gold. I don't like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 15-minute candles, right? It seems a bit sketchy. You could try the breakout like this here, but I haven't seen a breakout work. This breakout failed. This breakout barely had any continuation. This breakout candle pulled back, right? You can see that, like every breakout, this breakout above this range here went into consolidation, but the pullback trades have been good, right? This breakout had one candle, then pulled back. This one was a wick fill. So wick fills is a bit different because we have a target we can reach already. It's not a full breakout. We're trying to fill the wick. So that was okay there. But in this scenario, when we've done this V-shaped recovery and you're buying the high for continuation, how many more green 15-minute candles do you expect to see? And with a stop loss only here. Because is it really a bad thing for price right now to do that? It's not. And I want to be involved maybe here or back above here after this structure is made. Right? It's a tough position for us coming to the market. If we were here right now, then we'd just take the buy here, set up 4, close back in the range, set up 2. Easy trade we would have had today. But that's not where we're trading right now. We're trading in a different place. We wait for breakout, then take sell. You know, it's not crazy. It's not crazy, your idea. Only issue is like a stop loss placement in that idea. And also we don't have bias supporting us. So today is a bullish bias. If we were mixed today, I would consider that idea. And if I saw like a 5-minute fake out, then I would use that as confirmation and take the sell back down. I would have actually done that. So DAX did close below here, guys. I'm watching DAX. So did gold as well. Morning, Harry. I remember you asked about opinions. 2020, we agreed. How is the progress? Yeah, we did that already. Not even 2026. We did that in 2025 already. People didn't seem too fussed about it. They didn't seem too fussed about it. And then this year now, I am trading a lot of... I'm having a bigger portfolio this year, right? So I have my 250K funded. I have 360K funded. And I have my personal account as well, and some other stuff going on. I have my swing account as well. So all of that stuff is going on. So to open another account just to trade on stream doesn't make sense. So what I'm thinking of doing, some people like to see P&L, but we want to show skill, is we can have a little box on screen, P&L box on screen. I think that would be cool. So we're going to set that up. I'm going to do it over the weekend though. We didn't add yesterday's win to the stream. So you guys don't remind me on that, huh? Don't remind me. First win of the year. Right, so DAX come back. Gold failed as well to close above. NASDAQ as well. Let's see what NAS is doing. We have time though. This is nice what NAS, we're pulling back on NAS here as well. Yeah, I think, you know, we want to be buying on NAS maybe somewhere down here would be great actually. If we pull back all the way back into the 490s. I would like, yeah, 490 pullback would be great for buys because we're so high up in the range, you know. We have time though. Still early in the open. This is nice. The more we consolidate and then break out, the harder the breakout. We can see what is happening right now. We can see sellers. Sellers are defending this level here, right? This level I have my box around. We can see every time buyers try to take control, they're being absorbed here. At the same time, we have that same action happening at the lows here. So we see price come down to the lows, be absorbed for now. So if we lose this level, probably going to pull back a bit deeper eventually. Could happen a fake out because of the bullish bias, and if the fake out does happen, I will trade that. Creating support from the bottom of the range, something like this with a liquidity grab, we could actually look for an early buy, be in a buy position before we break out, and obviously if it decides to break through first, we lose. But that's why I want to see a liquidity grab first, because that would prove to me like it's grab liquidity to go towards the upside. So I'd prefer to see something like that. Funded P&L would be cool rather than personal. Yeah, we could do that. Instead of stream win rate, can we do percentage RR instead? Percentage RR. What do you mean by percentage? Oh, how much up we are percent? Yeah, we could do that as well. But we could do that in, that's there in journal though. That's there in journal. Harry, where's your actual Discord current community? Is that still Discord? Yeah, we still have the exclusive group. I've just shut it down for like 3 months. It just hasn't been open. We've been focusing on the guys in there. We have so much going on now. New York streams, Asian streams as well. The webinars we're having much more in depth. So the group like was really put a huge focus. I learned a lot on how to get people up to higher levels, and it's just been great. It's been great, and yeah. We'll plan to open it soon. There is a wait list now on the website. But yeah, I just had it closed, man. Same community, same guys. So we've still had it. But yeah, it's just been closed for a while. So you can see here it is. Here it is. We still have it. Guys still killing it. Passing before the year. Taking withdrawals. Very happy to see. But yeah, that's where it went. Just haven't talked about it for a while. You also do trades on NY yesterday? No, I didn't trade NY yesterday. I was in Wayond. I was in Wayond office the whole day yesterday. Not the whole day, but the whole evening. So I only traded London yesterday. I got most of my trades London, took NASDAQ, and then that was it. See what gold is doing here. So we're starting to retrace off our 15-minute level here, which kind of makes sense. See if we can pull back, give us support creation to send us to the moon. We'll see what happens. Also, why NASDAQ on London? Good volume NASDAQ has, man. Need to adapt. That's the work we've been doing. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting that you guys, I stopped streaming on YouTube since the 11th. But we streamed in the group all the way up till the last week before the Christmas holiday. So yeah, I need to catch you guys up. So yeah, during that time, obviously, I've been looking at NASDAQ for a while to add it as a pair. But as you guys know me, I'm not some guy just to add a random pair, because when I add something, I'm putting good risk on that pair. If you guys see, who remembers, who have been following me for a while, I described to the guys in the group how I'm going to be using US 30. And then we started to introduce US 30. And then I watched it for like a couple of months. Then I traded it half risk for a couple of months. Now, man, it's been one of my best pairs. But that's all thanks to the prep work I did before. Not randomly jumping on it, because I could lose just the amount of money that I've made on it, right? So that's the danger. That's the danger if you just jump onto something. You can. But at my level of trading, when, you know, I want to copy it on multiple accounts, trade it with significant risk, I don't want to just jump on something that I don't feel comfortable on. Especially I'm doing everything in front of an audience as well, right? It's not going to be good if I just start experimenting, because even though it's a real part of trading, experimenting in a pair, trying out different things, honestly, the internet can't handle that. They can't handle that experimentation phase. It's just too confusing, but it's a real part of trading. Coming back to my zone, this is what we spoke about. That's where we want price to come back to, around this zone. So I like to see that on NASDAQ here. Check out gold. Really doesn't like that 15 level, but that's target, right? If we took a setup to buy, that's my break-even level. It's not enough for 1-to-1, I don't believe. 67 pips and 43, yeah. And then my target is here, top of range, max target. And that's what we did. We tapped that perfectly and now rejected. So this is where greed could be a problem in trading, right? It's why you don't want to have greed too much. If you have too much greed, then you give back profit. It's not worth to give back 60 pips, huh? That's the equivalent of your stop loss. Can you imagine? You're giving back the equivalent amount, more actually. You're giving back 80 pips here. It's a lot of pips to give back just because what if, right? So always have a plan. And if your plan is to try hold further than that, then that's a shame. And this is why sometimes I don't always like to push high risk to reward when the market is at a target. It doesn't make sense to me, right? Because imagine I put $2,000 on this trade, or my risk 1.5k. At this point here, I was up about 2,000, a little bit more than 2,000, 120 pips. Okay. Now I give that back. Like, that is a problem. You know, you're giving back $1,000 here. Think that trade was good, bad win? Send the trade, man, not your spreadsheet. So I don't have to download the spreadsheet, request access, all of that stuff. Send it how Joy sent it. Had this zone for a swing, didn't tap the zone, bouncing right plan. Let's have a look. I'm not sure yet. Looking to reach there. Yeah, that would be a fine zone to also look for buys, but you can see how we started to what? Buyers started to come in from this level here. So that's a good secondary zone, but we also started to get buyers in this zone here as well. So we started to see buyers, they started to create structure. And then from this, we see this liquidity grab. Once we close back in the range, you could try this one back up to here as well. Otherwise, if you wait for here, it's fine as well. That's just a deeper trade. So DAX here pushing down deeper now, trying to break the range. I don't know where my drawings are. There we go. I don't want to see it break the range here. It's going to make it harder for us to buy if it breaks the range. So let's see in about 3 minutes. We don't want it to break the range. We want to see more consistent buys. Also an update. If you remember before the holiday, guys, I gave that swing trade that I was taking. I talked about it on stream on Euro NZD. That did end up playing out. And it did it quite perfectly. Hit TP here and then came back. And I closed full here. I think I posted it in the public group. So if you're not in the public Discord, you can have a look. But I think you can see how I managed the trade here. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, so took it and then boom, closed right at that peak, right at this peak here. Insane close, insane close. But that was just the target I had. And we can say it came back there eventually. And then now it's coming back down. So that was a fun little swing trade to close the year. Nice little yearly bonus, Christmas shopping bonus. Let's have a look at this trade here. Setup 1, I can see. Setup 1, setup 1. This is on NASDAQ, I'm assuming. How come yours doesn't have the pair up here? Why are you privileged not to have the pair? So yeah, NASDAQ buy here, stop loss fine. I think you could even optimize stop loss below the 5-minute candle here. But yeah, good trade. Bullish setup here. Breakout, structure creation. I don't disagree. So DAX looks like it will break the range. Now, it's not the worst thing to break the range right now. Why? Because we could do some interesting stuff. Meaning we could try buy back up towards here. But honestly, it would be pretty nice to just send it above the highs. All-time high DAX. Guys, all-time high DAX is a juicy time to trade. Go and watch my streams or go and see the journal from that time and you'll see, man. Power setups, power setups. I wonder why most modern traders underestimate support and resistance with ORB, because by itself it's not enough, you know, by itself it's not enough. You need some other stuff, right? How to trade pullbacks, all of that stuff. You need that as well. Like yesterday on NASDAQ, the buys we took on NASDAQ, right? That trade was not an ORB setup. That was a continuation setup. We took it from a pullback phase. So that's important. See how NAS is doing in this, because now NASDAQ should be coming down towards. Let's slow down a little bit here. We're respecting this previous high, so we could also buy from there. But I just don't like that 5-minute structure right there. Guys, I did promise something, so I'm going to announce it this week. I'm doing quite a few giveaways. I'm doing giveaways in the exclusive group will be from next week. Next week exclusive group will have 4 50k funded accounts, giveaway 4. And on YouTube, we're doing 3. Very simple to enter. On my Instagram story, I'll be posting a comment box. All you have to do is leave a comment in that box. It's not a sponsored. This is me out of my own pocket. And we're doing it just to start off the year. So hopefully it can help you guys. Whoever wins. So 3 50k accounts, not 1, but 3 50k accounts on Instagram. So I'll link my Instagram. You guys probably know it by now. But just in case you don't. What should we do to win? All you had to do is like my most recent video, watch it as well. More important than liking it. And then follow me on Insta. That's it, man. That's it. Just follow me on Insta. That's the only thing we need. I'll pin that message. Top step, yes. Already following? Oh, then that's it, right? You don't need to, if you're already following, you don't need to follow again. You just need to, you'll see on my story. Alpha, I'm doing top step or a prop firm of someone's choice. That's the thing. On open, I should put stops at B and open volume to help it to push to TP. No, you should watch the New York trading video in the WAP content. There's a strategy, right? You have to watch how it forms. Because if you immediately put BE, it will just stop you out BE, right? FTMO 200K, I said 50K, bro. Can you relax? Man is telling me now 200K. How does 50K sound like 200K? What if he wins 4 times? It's possible. Then it's possible. But how is he going to win 4 times? That means he needs to join the group with 4 different accounts. And then have the luck to win 4 times. So he has to join the group 4 times. And then he has to have the luck to win all of those 4 accounts together. Then he can do it. It's possible. It is possible. But is it a high percentage? That I don't think so. How'd you enter? Just follow my Instagram. That's it. And then you'll see on my story. So make sure you're checking my stories, huh? Let's see. DAX coming back in the range. I don't like this 30-minute close, but yesterday we had a trade at London Open, so we could see something juicy at London Open here. Just be patient at this point. Just be patient at this point. Have you ever traded FTSE? Yeah, I did trade FTSE. I looked at it before. I never traded it with significant risk, but I have looked at FTSE before, yes. Wait, I have to take a quick call, guys. Very important. Be back in a second. We back. Sell. What do you want to sell, bro? What do you want to sell? Gold? I think if you're going to sell gold, you need to be below this previous 15, in my opinion. I just bought Top Step after watching your video and I'm already up 500, but the problem is maintaining the consistency. Bro, they should pay me, man. Are you mad? Watches my video and buys Top Step. This is so unfair. I swear I never get paid for doing good stuff in this industry, man. I need to... Even my own companies, man. Anyways, good on you. Why would you lose your consistency, man? You passed it or you just new to your account? Is it just a challenge account? Because it's a challenge account, you don't have consistency. I'm just new? No, that's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. If you're new to trading, man, don't waste so much money on prop firms. Get some good information first as well, right? It's good you're up 500, but that can go fast. Like, you need to research. There's no consistency rule that you lose 500 and you've lost. Only your drawdown is going to be trailing. That's the difference. I passed my 10% first stage FTMO last week. Amazing, man. That's a great stage to be at. Now it's easier because now you only need 5% to pass. Put a referral link on your video. At least you get some tips there. Yeah, I don't have a referral link with Top Step. Also, I don't like to put a referral link and then make a video about me passing prop firm. It seems rigged. It seems rigged. There's no 50% consistency Top Step challenge? Yeah, there is. But $500 is not a 50% consistency challenge. Right, $500 is not going to breach that. I'm $180 away from blowing my 50k at Val. I think at that point it's worth just to risk the whole $180 and try double. And then risk the whole 300 something dollars. You know? Double down because there's no point, man. And get some good information. Get a strategy, get a system. It's beginning of 2026, man. It's beginning of 2026. You need a system, you need a strategy. Don't be procrastinating, you know? Start now so that you're not going to be at the same place at the end of the year. Don't buy another account and try the same cycle again. Get out of that cycle, man. You know, get out of that cycle. Just follow a system. So many good resources, so much stuff I share, so much stuff I do. You can really change your situation in your trading journey. Make crazy amount of money. Man, the average, we calculate, the average first payout last year in our group was $2K dollars. My first payout was $100, man, from personal account. So the work will add up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry that it's not going right now. It's taking so much time. If you just adapt, it will add up. And then boom. You know? If NAS closed below, yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, it would be your counter bias one. Just need to find an argument for counter bias, you know? Also, I don't like that 30 sitting there, right? If you enter that counter bias. Buy or sell? What pair? Depends. You're asking, you need to ask in what pair. I'll be happy with 100 in first payout. Now you can do more, you know? You can do more as long as you have a system, something you follow, something you can do day to day. You'll have confidence is number one, man. Confidence is number one. that's why drawdown is not real. In reality, it's much smaller because as soon as you're approaching it, you're done. Yeah, that's why I'm against, unless you're in a learning phase, going slow on a prop firm account. I'm against that. I kind of like the idea of just, you know, gunning it. Makes more sense in my mind. Came back from $200 away from blowing my first 100K account and initially passed both phases because I found a system that works for me. Yeah, I know people who have done that as well. That's a great way to prove that you're doing something good on a day-to-day basis, right? That is a good way to do that because you had to stay consistent, right? Disciplined, not over risk, not get bored. It's very easy to get bored. First thing, I would have been bored. Four-hour NQ looks clean. Yeah. If we can create some sort of support, it will be nice. How much were you backtesting in the beginning, middle of your journey as a trader? What would you recommend? So honestly, I would backtest as a routine before every month. So I would prepare for next month. So let's say it's January. In the last week of January, I would start backtesting February. So I'd finish February of last year. And then at the end of February, I would backtest. So that was mostly my routine. Then when I was in a learning phase, I was mostly not backtesting to practice though. My backtesting was involving testing. So I would do that as much as I could because I would just be testing. So in terms of practice, we're looking at once a week. In terms of actual practice, something that works. Now you don't need to, you know, you don't need to really backtest something unless you're trying to find a variation of the strategy that you're using right now, a variation of my strategy, or you're trading a completely different strategy. Then I would recommend go through a testing phase. But in a practice phase, I like once a week. For me, I find that's healthy, sustainable. If you're extremely beginner, you should do it a lot more as an extreme beginner because you need to gather data. I wonder what gold wants to do here. We have 15 minutes till the open here, so this could be interesting. Interesting pullback we have on DAX here. Moving counter trend today. So if today we had a mixed bias, we could sell this, but it wasn't mixed for me. And with DAX at all-time high, some of my best trades have been buying all-time high. Right, buying all-time high is amazing on DAX, man. I've made silly money buying all-time high. It's been great. And really, if we do get one of those phases again, holding is going to be the name of the game. Can easily make big impact on your accounts by holding. So let's see, maybe we could buy from down here back up. I just prefer the breakout. Retracement on DAX, hopefully. We don't have to be hopeful. If it is just a retracement, then today the counter trend sellers are going to, the counter trend traders are going to profit today. I'm not really the biggest counter trend trader. I do it sometimes. I'm not going to say I don't, but not the biggest. I just bought my first funded. Please tell me when to buy or sell. Shit, man. I don't think that's the right time to buy a funded if I was you, man. It wouldn't be the right time to buy a funded if this is your question, being honest. I'm trying to simulate 4 hours a day and I'm feeling good progress in my trading and confidence, but it's burning me out. Yeah, you don't really want to do that at that point, right? That's my point. You need something sustainable. It's like, imagine I told you you're going to start going to gym. You know why most people quit gym when they have this stupid New Year's resolution of new gym, I'm going to start gym, and then they quit after a month? The reason they quit after a month is because what they started with was not sustainable in their life. They needed something sustainable. So what would have been better is to tell them, hey, maybe try workout 3 times a week. or just 30-minute sessions 5 times a week? Buy or seal. How do you approach the NY Open? Do you usually wait for the first 50 minutes? A little bit more complex about that. I have video series on how to do that. But it's more complex than that. Sometimes I trade right at the open, bro. I have a way to trade right at the open. I like that. Nice zone we came back to on NAS here. I like this zone we came back to. Only thing I don't like on NAS is lower highs, lower low. How much is your bench press PR? I've never tried to PR on bench. I actually haven't benched for 2 years. When there's a breakout at the open and you wait for bottom wick to finish, you mean you're in already? And then you get caught in the bottom wick and you have to survive. Harry, does the market work similarly as previous years, same month? I'm planning to backtest 2024. It does sometimes, yeah, it does. And if it does, then you're already prepared, you know? You enter on flip? Yeah, like that is a lot. That's the most juicy trade, man. Especially if it liquidity grabs the lows, like it breaks below the range you had before the open and then flips. It's great. Zoom out. Why do you want me to zoom out? I think it's pretty good. The top hedge fund in 2025 made 45.1% for the year. For hedge fund, that's insane, man. That's a very good return. I have a red line and green line on my funded. What does this mean, bro? This means you need to go see a psychologist because it's a very toxic thing if that happens. You need to be very careful. If you do anything right now and press any button, you're going to blow your account. Huh? Trust me. When you see a red and green line, that means you're very close to blowing your account. Be careful, huh? These funded accounts, if you blow it, they charge you again. So be careful, man. You can be charged again. Look at NAS here for open. I made 281 in 3 days and last day I made 219. Now today I lost 100 and my consistency is showing 60%. Is it okay? I think you don't have a good risk management plan. To make 281 in 3 days and then lose 100 in 1 day, what are you risking per trade? You know? But this is fraud, bro. This can't be allowed. I don't know if he's serious or not. You just missed buy on gold? No, I'm looking at the price. It's not a buy for me this just yet. At the top of the range, it's not a buy for me. If you want to try buy tight inside here, it's kamikaze in my mind, you know. For me, it's I'm not interested in trading 18 pips, huh? Like I want to be part of these moves where I can catch 100 pips here because I can put proper stop loss. You know, so let gold get out of this BS, then I'll be interested. But on the other hand, NAS has pulled back heavy here. So this could give me some options. Notifications not showing in YouTube. What do you mean not showing in YouTube? Maybe you need to turn notifications on. Check that out. Turn it on. What time frame do you execute? From the 50-minute down to even the 1 minute sometimes. Depending on how fast the markets are moving. If they're really moving heavy, then yeah, I go all the way down to the 1 minute. I mean, if they're moving heavy in one direction. Stop loss could be optimized. Let's have a look. Definitely, just by looking at it without asking more questions, can be optimized to below this 5 for sure. That's 100%. Without even looking. You know? But I think that's about it, because these candles came after your entry, because you entered here. So you couldn't really put it here, but for sure below there. You're missing trades, man. I'm not missing trades if it doesn't follow my plan, bro. If you're taking trades right now, you just told me you took... Whoa. Now we're going to catch him, guys. Today, he is going to be on the chopping block. Today, he doesn't get any public... He's telling me I'm missing trades, but what did he type? You missed gold buy. Hello, gold is going down. This guy. Scammer guy. Dan edits. You need to edit your trading process. And now who's outside? Fuck it. Womp. Let's have a look at Harold's trades here. We looked at that actually. Looked at that. Alright, so downside NASDAQ here, 7 minutes. Where's legendary trader, you mean? How do you use phone for trading? There's an app called MetaTrader 5. And when you have a broker, you can insert your broker login to that app and you use that to trade. Man, 1 sec. I need to go. I'll be back. I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. We're back. Thank you for waiting. US Tech, which broker calls it US Tech? What do you think about placing trades directly in TradingView? There's a few advantages and disadvantages. One disadvantage is you have to understand that TradingView is not tick by tick, it's second by second update. So it updates every second. So you could get a little bit more slippage than usual. The second thing you need to understand is what broker feed are you using. Sometimes the broker feed, like let's say IC Markets, they have TradingView option, but the broker feed on TradingView is disgusting. Like it's not tradable. It is, but it's like compared to their MetaTrader, it's way worse. All right, pushing bullish here 2 minutes before open here. Maybe we could take a buy back up. Let's see how this candle closes here. If it closes too deep, it's going to be tough. We need a good bottom wick here as well. Then I can look for a buy. Let's see here with open. With open, it's hard, guys, because open is very, very, very sporadic is the word. Moves extremely fast. So it doesn't necessarily mean we'll be able to get a trade. But if we have some conditions met, for example, this candle closes like this, next candle makes a good bottom wick, I will be able to enter break of high. We'll also close the 15 bullish. Yeah, all depends. Would you want to close? I would rely on open and just bias to ignore this. And like this change of structure here. But look, it's not going to be guaranteed that we even get the entry because it's open. Right? Open is kind of a hit or miss compared to like US 30, which sometimes much more consistent on open. So let's just see if we open up first and get a deep bottom wick. That would be the only way. Oh, we are. Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot here if it does break its high. $50-minute bullish. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this is a bit deep for me, so I'm going to delete this buy stop now, and I'm going to just see how this ends up forming. Because now my stop loss is getting bigger and bigger, like 30 points, you know. So I want to just see something a little better. But idea was there. If it flipped, I quite like it. It's not over just yet. It's not over just yet. So let's see, because we could, 1 minute could close back in the range here, which would be quite nice. Then I might still do it here and put stops below the range. Let's just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Yeah, you know what? I like that. I like that. I'm going to give it a... I'm going to put stops below this 1 minute range here. If it does break the high. One minute is still respecting. I do like that. We're defending this level here. So if we continue to defend this level here, then I can hold stops below that. Something like this. So let's see if it does flip here. All right, triggered on that. So let's see how this idea plays out. I don't want to see, I'm seeing a lot of absorption here from the top of the range immediately. Sellers got absorbed. Our buyers got absorbed. I don't like that. I wanted to see a clean break. It's not over just yet. We have a level we have to fight for. So we can see if we can fight it, at least get back up to here. Five-minute candle closing in 3 seconds. We need to break this high here. All right, that's good. See if we can get back to this 50-minute range. I'm going to be adjusting stop loss to below this 1-minute structure here. We should not be able to break this 1-minute structure now if we want to continue up. So tight management on this trade. So reduce stop loss already. This tapping this previous 50-minute range is our only problem in this trade. That is our only level of concern. Nice. Nice push here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close half here and then leave a runner. So closed half there. I do want a runner in this position because of all-time high breakout. So close some. So at least I can hold a stop loss here. And I'm going to leave a runner. And let's see how that goes. Because I want to try get out of this range, guys. I want this to be like a big trade out of the range. So yeah. Secured 0.5 RR. Yeah, I secured 0.4 at the moment. I wanted a runner to get out of this range, but we're getting absorbed here at this level here. I was expecting to see if we could push here. That's why I tried to leave a runner. But I'm happy I secured something. I'm going to see how it reacts on this range here. So I'm still going to hold, because even if I hit stop loss here, I'm not losing the position. Right? If I hit stop loss, I'm still not losing the position. Can we get a bounce here? Can we get a bounce and start to move up so I can hold a runner? Would be great. 5 minute to close strong bullish. This is our last defense level here. Right where we are right now, last defense level. If we can hold this level right now, we should be good. We should be good as long as we hold this support here now. We can see some buyers coming back into play. We're not seeing absorption of sellers just yet, so this could be a pullback to continue down. Yeah, that's what we're seeing. Look, buyer just got absorbed there. Oh, now they're fighting. Yeah, they're really fighting for this level here. Really fighting for this level. Really fighting for this level. Who's going to win the fight, sellers or buyers? Looks like I'm seeing a lot of buyers being absorbed here. So for the time being, it's the sellers who are in a bit more control here. 5 minute closing week here. Yeah. What I'm going to do at this position here is just close the rest of my position so I don't lose some of my profits there. So I'm going to close here. There we go. Right there. So literally a point below my entry. I closed at about, 2 points. So closed half there. Not the biggest position. I really wanted a runner. I could have closed full here. So lost 2 points extra here. So yeah, that was the position there. Not the biggest position, but hey, we have to try leave runners, right? Because if this was going to run, this was going to be a big one out of the range. So I'm very happy with how I managed this. Yeah, very happy with how I managed this. So we call it the triangle setup. The triangle setup. Close some at the top. That's how we want to see. Then when it comes back to entry, we get out the rest. So the triangle. So yeah, happy with it, man. We still made money today. Second win of the year. Can't really complain. Can't complain. You know, it's a small win, but I was trying a bigger picture, right? That's the difference. I was trying a bigger picture. I could have closed full here and make 0.9%, something like that. Call it a day. You know, but I wanted a bigger picture. My picture was trying to get out of the range, guys. And that is a personal choice as a trader today. So people hate at me sometimes for one-to-ones. This is where it's powerful because you're secured profit for the day. You're secured profit for the day and it's something nice. But in my opinion, the opportunity of us breaking out the range, which is still very possible today, was worth more than trying to, you know, get something. We learned that yesterday. It's just how trading is. So anyways, happy with this trade. Clean little setup 2 here. Waited for the liquidity grab. I liked how we absorbed the sellers here, but we just couldn't win the battle here. We just failed the battle here, right? So brilliant TP though. TP was good. Happy with that. And made some money out of it. So can't complain. Add that to the journal. 20 points. Set up 2, that was again. And again, London open time, huh? 12:05. Again, yesterday's trade, 12:05. 12:05. But we entered before this candle here, so 12 something. We can just put it 12:03, I think it was. 12:03. Let's put the screenshot. Come on. Nice. So let's see if there's any other options here. First trade of the day. We start off, something light. We have a little bit of profits to play with. So let's see what we have going on in the rest of the markets here. If we can make some money somewhere else. Right. I think the problem today is that we have, the problem is we have NASDAQ pushing down here. It's really not helping DAX to push up today. Right. If NASDAQ was pushing up, we would see DAX also continue to all-time high, I would assume. So we're actually a bit fortunate that we got a push with NASDAQ going down. Because this could have screwed us up. Could have hit SL instead of hitting TP1. So a lot of positives today, guys. A lot of positives. Yo, man.
Funded next, which is 3.9 for 4 pip spread. Is it still even worth it to take a position like that? Because I had to.
I don't know why you're trading on funded next if that's the point, man. That's ridiculous. Like, just quit that shit.
Nah, everywhere else is completely fine. It's just I find it only with DAX, and it's just super annoying. Everything else is clean spreads. Gold like 0.2, 0.3. That's calm. But DAX, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, for me it's okay. I have my spread 0.5.
I still gave it a shot, but I just had to walk away with a very small loss. But what's it called? I took a win.
You didn't go break even at least though at that spot.
I did go break even, but I had to compensate for spread. Remember, so I had to take a small loss.
Yeah, but again, if you want, then you can just accept that if you wanted to come. But with 4-point spread, it's and a 20-point target, that's 1/3 of your target.
Exactly. So I'm just like, yeah. I mean, I still gave it a shot because remember that right there could have ran to all-time highs, and then I wouldn't be complaining right now.
4 points, yeah, exactly, yeah. So as long as you calculate all of that, then it's fine,
Yeah, exactly.
If you calculate all that, then it would be
exactly,
nice.
Which I did, but I just wanted your opinion on it.
Yeah. I mean, let's see in YouTube chat, guys. What is your guys' spreads on DAX? How many people in YouTube chat took this trade? Not seeing like anyone took this trade. Why? When we hit TP1, no one put W in chats. Everyone's sleeping, man. 92 is perfect. That's very chill spread. There we go. Some people taking. You need to write W. I need to see what's going on. Okay, now we're waking up. Hello. Where's SL? Rewind the stream. You can see it. Blew their accounts already. Not enough. Why not take full profits, bro? I had a different plan, bro.
Harry.
2 pips is fine. 2 pips is fine. 2-point spread is fine with this. $1.30. 1.30 is fine. I think 2 is like the limit. You made me not take full profit, bro, man. What the flip? Oh no, bro. So sorry, man. Would you like me to come and kiss you better? Would that make you feel fine? That you didn't take full TP? Give gold trade. Yeah, I'm looking. I wanted to take gold, but I'm not seeing a setup on gold. So if I see a setup on gold, then I'll take it. I can't trade DAX. I got 3 different funded but crazy spread. Is that the same for most of us? No, I don't think so. .6 spread. Yeah, okay. So it's not everyone. 0.5 IC. Yeah, same as me. I mean, it's not big win, but I had a different idea. Huh? I wanted to get out of the range, man. Not available on top step. Yeah, on futures not available. DAX. But NASDAQ is available 100% on futures. So if we had a NASDAQ trade today, I mean, you could have counter trend NASDAQ. I'm not a counter trend trader. Gold here, counter trend sellers are fucked right now. That's what happened to them. Anyone who took counter trend sells is struggling right now. We're actually seeing a 15-minute setup 2 play out. Will you be doing NY today? No, this week I can't because I need to adjust my whole schedule. I'm gonna be putting the schedule in the group here. So basically, it's Monday we have Joe NY, Tuesday I will do NY, Wednesday with Joe, Thursday with Joe, and then Friday solo session. That's how it will be. But instead, I will be taking it tomorrow until I adjust my schedule. You can do Friday. Okay, yeah. Then what was it? You can do Thursday, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So then, yeah, Friday, but not Thursday. I will try to see if I can do the Thursday ones as well. It just depends how long London session lasts. The longer London session, harder for me to get back in time. Why didn't you sell, man? You missed out on huge. Yeah, it would be cool if I was in a sell on NASDAQ, right? That would have profited nicely. You're right. Hey, I'm new. How frequent do you live stream? What strategy are you using? I use price action, and I live stream every day, bro. Every day. So just sub to the channel. Leave a like on the stream. You guys know the drill. This is an interesting setup too here that's happening on gold. 50 pips for 48 pips. But if it breaks through, it will be worth it. So you could look to take that. The only thing I don't like is look where your entry is. This is why I hesitated it. Exactly. Not only at 1 hour, but previous range as well. Look at this. Right at the previous range. What do you do in between sessions? So right after stream, I normally hop into meeting with some of the guys for Pip Labs mainly, or from some other projects we're working on. That's maybe, I do that maybe while I'm eating lunch. Then if I have to go out and meet people, not every day I meet people. If not, then between session, between London and New York, sometimes I'm just chilling. Play CS, sometimes Counter-Strike. You know, play a game of Counter-Strike. I'll just chill. Then I go gym. But the problem is I can't consistently, like some days I have a meeting after stream, some days I don't. So that's why I can't do gym at that time. So then after that, I go to gym, and then gym takes time. Because by the time I'm finished all of that, it's already 3. And then I reach gym by about 3:30. Finish about 5. Then there's a bit of traffic in Dubai. You know, that's a bit of a problem Dubai has right now is traffic. Only price action, or you're using SMC, any other concept? I'm using my own concepts, man. So if you listen to the stream, you'll understand. UK Harry, quick look. I don't knock it. You don't. I know you don't trade it. Yeah, we can have a look at FTSE, man. We can have a look at FTSE. I did think I had it here, but I don't know why I don't have it here. But yeah, let's have a look before we wrap up stream. Let's see the FTSE here. Wow, FTSE pushed nicely bullish here in the open, huh? See, start from daily story. Yeah, this is what I wanted on DAX, man. Surprised DAX did not follow FTSE. Very interesting. 4-hour bullish as well. 1 hour time frame. Breakout candle here. Sweet. Let's see if there was an entry here. 30-minute here. time was this? 12. At the open, you have to enter. At the open. Gap down. Boom. Break of high, you have to get in. Only way in. Will the NY session be available only to members? Yes. NY sessions available only to members and Asian sessions as well. Sweet. I'm going to head off today. I'm not seeing anything just right now. Nice move up here. It's a bit tough to enter on the gold one though. And that's it. That's it. NASDAQ, nice move down here. DAX is following with it here. So counter bias move today on DAX. So we're actually, I'm pretty happy we got out of this trade, man. That could have been nasty if we just held that, imagine. Very lucky we got the push. So that's great to see. Appreciate you all showing up. Take care. Hopefully catch you guys tomorrow's stream. Much love and peace. Cheers, guys. Cheers.